Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be playing in the mouse, which in my opinion carries the worst gun in Tier 10. Why is that the case? Well, if we take a look at the mouse, it actually has decent DPM. 2344, okay, not awful. Its penetration's a bit on the lower side, 263 compared to 271 on the other German super heavies, but it's the dispersion on move. It's 0.22 when you move the tank or rotate the vehicle. Now, when turning the turret, it's actually really accurate, as you can see, but yeah, that doesn't really help out when you actually, try to move the vehicle that is specifically meant to angle its hull. That means that whenever you're driving it, which you have to because it only goes 25, you're basically gonna miss every shell, as that's some of the worst dispersion in the game. As well, its aiming time is, it's right up there tied with the E100 for some of the worst aiming time in Tier 10. When you add those together, it makes, in my opinion, one of the least accurate guns in Tier 10. I cannot tell you how many times I have missed easy shots with the mouse in World of Tanks Blitz. Now, that's not to say it's a bad vehicle. The mouse obviously carries pretty solid armor, a great alpha at 460, and a crazy ton of hit points at 3,000. However, on the other side of the spectrum, so does the E100. E100 actually has more alpha than the mouse, only about maybe 50 less DPM, not even. The E100 has better turret armor after Wargaming buffed it. E100 has more mobility, better traverse speed, and better on-movement dispersion. So that's where I arrive to the problem personally with the mouse. At this point in Blitz, I don't actually see an advantage to driving the mouse over the E100. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like the playstyle of this vehicle. I just don't understand why Wargaming kind of nerfed this vehicle in Update 9.1 while buffing the E100. If anything, the mouse needs either a turret armor buff or a hull armor buff. I don't know, but it needs something to make it a bit better than it currently is, and it shouldn't be the gun. I don't think that this vehicle ever needs a gun buff, but as you can see, I mean, we literally just got shot through the tracks, and we weren't even angling it. I mean, what? I don't understand. Alright, well, there's a 57 heavy, and the saddest part is that we really can't do much here. Unfortunately, that shell missed, and it looks like the majority of the team is off to Base A. Now, I'm not too worried, but we are down an M60 already, which is really bad if you want my opinion. We got the Type 71 over here, and there's a bounce into the Type, and we are stuck here unless I want to full YOLO this guy. Problem is we got our other super heavies in town as well. That is where the problem occurs, but I'm just going to go for it, might as well, so let's speed along. There you go, actually a pretty nice shot into the Type 71, and with that, yeah, I'm just going to go, because our team is going to lose if I don't, because all of those mediums off to the side. So let's get over this hill. There you go, another nice shot into the Type. A great thing about this vehicle is it does, as I said, carry a pretty nice alpha, which is pretty good. As you can see, we actually angled pretty well against that T22 medium. We also got the FV4202 over here, who I do want to keep in mind as a enemy opponent. We also got the FV fire. There you go, nice shot. Now, mediums, as you will notice, will just cut right through the armor. Is that an autoloader? Maybe. Yes, it is. It's a T57 heavy. And, well, we bounced at least one shell from him. I guess it's better than nothing, but well, I don't really know where he is because he's not detected. We got the 5041 over here. Let's aim in a shell on him. Nice shot, 575 max roll. It would be great if our team captured base B, though. That's a real problem right now. We got the E75 over here, or not the E75. E75's next to me. We got the 5041 off to the side. There you go. Nice shot into his vehicle. T22 medium is flanking my E75, and we also got the bat chat. Interesting. All right, turning, and fire. Okay, nice shot. Nice shot into the T22 medium. That'll definitely hurt his vehicle a bit. And, I mean, we're actually coming back here. Their team is really separating, which is not good for them. You obviously want to stick together as a team, not separate. And the enemy team is, well, doing that exactly. So if the C75, well, he's not going to pen that shell, unfortunately. But I will. This T22 medium is not getting away. Goodbye. There you go. Nice shot. Well, this is a good example of where the mouse does do a good job. Now, as I said before, I don't think that we would have done much worse in a vehicle, for example, like the E100. And that 57 Heavy, I don't really know what he's been doing. He's just kind of camped at the back, and because of that, well, they lose on base capture, weirdly enough. This was a weird battle, a very, very weird battle. That's all I can say, because I don't know what happened there. The enemy team had such a huge advantage on medium side. They had the base cap, they had everything going for them, but they failed on one simple logistical battlefield part, and that was giving up their position. The T22 medium, the FV4202, and the Sheridan all just left that spot on the map, which completely killed them. And then that Type 71 got stuck right into the middle of the map, and the Type wasn't actually a bad player at all, just got stuck in a position that didn't work well for him. So, as we noticed for the first game, the mouse does a great job, a fantastic job in the front line, but you obviously got to be careful, because if you can't get the mouse in the front line, it'll fall apart very quickly. We got kind of lucky that that E75 was next to us, because the enemy team kept focusing that E75 over us, which I guess was the right decision, but in reality, I don't think they should have focused the E75 at all. If the enemy team was smart, all they had to do was drive their mediums over to town side, capture that base, because the only vehicle that could have stopped was the Bat Chat. The E100 and I were too slow to get back there. So the Bat Chat could have very easily just gotten killed on our team trying to stop that base capture. If he did, I think we would have lost if they captured that base, especially with the mobility advantage they had over our team. But they didn't really take a good use of that mobility advantage, and they lost because of that. So there's a nice shell into the grill. Obviously, it doesn't matter how much accuracy I have. It's going to be a pretty easy shot connecting one into a grill. Now, good news is that on medium side, it looks like we actually are pretty even. So as long as our mediums don't completely fail, we're actually not in an awful situation. We got the E100 over here, and well, there you go. Nice shot into the E100. There you go. 350 damage. It was a tricky shot. Obviously, I wanted to get it right into his track wheel, and that's exactly what we were able to do. Now I'm going to angle my turret away from the E100, and well, let's go for another pen into his lower plate. Boom. With that, we've taken off way more than he's taken off of us. As you can see, we're way up on hit points compared to him. And because obviously I'm in a mouse and I've got less alpha, well, I guess we're just going to finish off that 57 heavy. But I was going to say we out-reload that E100, which gives me a pretty big advantage over him. So, well, we got the 183 in mid, which is good, I guess. The bad news is that our team is kind of throwing here right now, if I'm going to be real. I need help. That is the problem. I need help over here. I don't know what the help key is, but I'm just going to say, help me the push. There you go. If we can just push this, we will have a massive advantage. That's all we need to do. But I obviously don't want to bleed health for the sake of bleeding health. So let's go for a nice shell. There you go. E100 gets badonkered. The grill misses us somehow. And again, this is where the mouse does great. It's just frontline capabilities. There you go. Nice bounce we got. And this E100 now is in a very, very poor situation. We do have enough premium pen to cut through his turret armor. And that E5 is going to finish him off. With that knowledge in mind, I'm going to start heading over towards this grill, who's right here. So let's pull around this corner. Hello, Mr. Grill Bo Baggins. Let me get an HE into you. Oh boy, that was a nice HE slap right there. And let's give him a nice little 124 love tap, and maybe we can tap him again. Ugh. Another 182. It's honestly funny how I have brought that grill down to 1 hit point just by tapping him. So at this point, the old Jasper FE4202 has been cleared, and all that's left is the enemy 62A, who appears to be rushing our T110E4. Honestly, not a bad decision from him. This player's obviously going to lose either way, so at least get out a little bit of damage before you lose, right? So we're going to go for the 62A. Fire an HE into his rear. Oh, 688 damage. And there you have it, another solid game for the mouse. So, it may be the worst gun in Tier 10, but that does not change the fact of the mouse being just the best at driving. That's really all I can say. It's not very slow because it's got a good power to weight, and it has enough hit points with the alpha if you can pen the shells to do a good job. Now, obviously, these were 2 battles, and sometimes, unlike a map, Rockfield, you will get some of the worst positions possible, where you'll be stuck out in the open on Oasis Palms, and that'll be the end of you. So, the mouse is hit or miss. It can be absolutely amazing, or at the same time, absolutely terrible. Either way, let me know what you think about the vehicle in the comments down below. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!